Hello, I am Tara, and this is
Jill.
we are from livingonadime.com and the authors of the Dining on a Dime Cookbook, 1,200 Ways to Save Recipes. Money Saving Recipes, and Penny Pinch and Mama, 500 Ways I Lived on $500 a Month. This one is available in print, this one is available in ebook. And we are talking today about our medical expenses when Mom was raising 2 teens on $500 a month. And, you know, we're going to tell you what we did, but nowadays with the whole Affordable Care Act and all this, it has really gotten completely messed up. So we'll tell you what we did back then, but this may or may not apply to you today, but people keep asking us, so we're letting the people have what they want.
Well, the thing was, I had no medical whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it wasn't... let's see, I went years, probably until I was in my middle 30s. We never had any medical. Even with Dad, we had no medical. And we paid out of pocket. The only medical we did have for a while was we paid a small amount each month, where if there was a catastrophe or real big hospital emergency, we were covered for that, but just everyday medical stuff we didn't have. The state of Kansas, where we were at, all kids under the age of 18, it didn't matter, always had medical of some sort and dental.
So we were on Medicaid.
So they always had medical, but I had nothing. If I went to the doctor, if I had to go to the doctor, I had to pay for I paid upfront cash, I paid cash for all my prescriptions, and that's basically what we had to do. You know, if I got really, really bad sick and I couldn't go, I just had to tough it out and not go in, you know, or if it got really, really bad, I just couldn't do. Now, one thing I did have, and I don't know if they have it nowadays, that's why Tara said this might be different, where we lived in Wichita at that time, and I don't think it's maybe the same now, the hospital I went to was a Catholic hospital. If something really catastrophic had happened to me at the Catholic hospital, they would have helped cover my expenses, or anybody's, not just mine. They never turned anybody away. So I tried to make sure I went to that hospital, but I never had them really pay anything. I always just saved up the money and paid them. And
okay, I wasn't going to get on this, but I got to say it.
Oh dear, we're in trouble now.
We have people all the time whining to us about how they can't pay their medical bills. But they're buying an iPhone. They're buying iPads. They have a $150 cable bill. They're driving a brand new car. They're buying $1,000 worth of quilt supplies. They're buying $500 worth of scrapbooking supplies.
They got money to go golfing or to go
on vacation or go out to eat.
Oh yeah.
Listen. If you are doing those things, you can be putting that money on your medical bills. It's the doctors, I get it, I totally understand, but the doctors and the nurses, they need to be paid. And I totally understand that it is out of control now, and I get that. But if you tell the hospital you're paying cash, more times than not, they will knock down a lot.
That's what I was going to say. Be sure if you have to pay cash, whether you go to the dentist or the doctor, you say, I have to pay cash. I have no insurance. You don't know how many times that dental bill went from $300 down to $60 just because I told them that. The dentist said one time you have to have like 4 or 5 x-rays, different x-rays done. I said, now I only have cash to pay. I don't have very much money. He said, oh, well, that's totally different. He said, you only need 1 x-ray. So it dropped all the way down to there. I would tell the doctor, also at the doctor's office, sometimes if you tell them you just have cash to pay, they will have samples,
prescription samples
that they'll give you, and things like that.
Tests that aren't as expensive as another test.
Yes, sometimes they'll even help you out and give you a little bit of break and say, well, maybe you could do this instead of this. It would cost less. So don't be embarrassed to say, and do it sincerely. I did not have the money. Don't go and tell them you don't have the money for this, and then like Tara says, you go out and you pay your big car payment or your iPhone or something like that. Sincerely, don't do this until you don't have the money to do it. We've gotten to where we pay all of, we want to buy our fun stuff, and then if we have a little bit left over at the end, we will pay towards our bill. And what happens, there's not enough, so we say, well, we don't have money to pay this, when you really, do.
Yeah, people have gotten it twisted around where you think you need your iPad, your iPhone, your new purse, your new car, and all this.
To go out to eat.
But medical isn't a need. Well, that's just not true, So stop using that as an excuse that you can't afford it when you actually can. That's actually lying and stealing.
Yeah.
Because you're lying that you can't afford it, and you're stealing if you don't pay for services you've already agreed to pay for.
Yeah, and that's not really fair.
Yeah, and another thing on medical bills, we'll touch this.
Now, we're not talking to if you have a child that has cancer and you're sincerely trying to pay those bills. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people that take advantage. Yeah, exactly. And so don't send me an email. But I was going to say, oh shoot, it just went out of my head. I'm sorry.
Oh, another thing. We don't drink. Yeah. We don't smoke anything. I know we're in Colorado, but we don't smoke anything.
At that time, I didn't even drink coffee or anything. I had it down to the nitty-gritty, so that's...
We ate healthy. We took care of ourselves. We didn't do any of those harmful habits either that, like smoking and drinking, that cause more medical problems. And we didn't drink a lot of soda.
I made sure you guys got plenty of rest.
Yep, we didn't drink a lot of soda and that kind of thing. And so those kept us healthy to where we didn't need to do those things either until we got violently sick and never got better again. At the time.
Yeah, we're definitely sick.
So anyway, that's how we covered medical expenses. So Penny Pension Mama, 500 Ways I Lived on $500 a Month is Mom's tips on how she did that. And then Dining on a Dime Cookbook, 1,200 recipes and tips to help you save money on your grocery bill. And this, I guarantee you guys, this will pay the first time you go to the grocery store. Just in taco seasoning alone, just having the recipe in here. These are super simple recipes that your whole family will love.
There's cleaning recipes, toiletry recipes.
Yes, and recipes that single moms who are tired can just throw something in the crock pot. We have a really good roast and roast chicken in here, regular mashed potatoes and things like that that are easy to make, but not expensive and taste good and are healthy. So anyway, check out our Dining on a Dime cookbook. You can get it in the description below. And please like, share, comment, tweet, Facebook, whatever it is we do. We really appreciate it. And subscribe. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.